Hello my fellow Pokemon trainers, Pokemonty here. In today's video, we're going to go over and discuss something very exciting for my fellow PvP players out there, and that is regarding the Rocket Takeover event. I'm a little late with this video as this is already currently going on, but we have some very exciting Shadow Pokemon returning that are extremely powerful right now in the current Great and Ultra League meta, and you're not going to want to miss your opportunity to catch them while they're still around. Now, I'm not going to discuss every Shadow Pokemon that's going to be available during this event, mainly just the ones that are PvP relevant. And I won't dive into all the specifics on any of the special research that leads to Giovanni. This video is just a breakdown of the best PvP Pokemon available during this event. So the event will go from Wednesday, January 15th at 12 a.m. and go all the way through until Sunday, January 19th at 8 p.m. Team Rocket balloons will be appearing more frequently, including special research that will lead you to encountering Giovanni with the legendary and new Shadow Pokemon in Palkia. But that's not the most exciting thing about this event. So let's dive into what Pokemon you should be going after as a PvP player. I'm going to break this video down into sections, including Rocket Grunts, Rocket Leaders, 1 and 3-star raids, and talk a little bit about Shadow Ho-Oh, including the exciting new feature of being able to remote raid a Shadow Pokemon for the first time. Before we talk about anything else, if you have a Shadow Pokemon currently that knows frustration, this is your opportunity to use a regular charge TM and get rid of it. These Rocket Takeover events are the only opportunity you have to do that, so do not forget to do it. So let's start talking about the Balloon and Pokestop grunts. Following Shadow Pokemon will be available to catch after defeating them. We have Taillow, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Trubbish, and Bunnelby. The ones that stand out immediately will be Snivy and Bunnelby. Not saying the other Pokemon might eventually be PvP relevant, but right now they simply just aren't. Let's start with Snivy. It'll evolve into Servine, which then evolves into Superior. Now, Superior right now is a wonderful Great League Pokemon, and if you have the XL candies for it, a pretty decent Ultra League Pokemon as well. The Shadow is ranked below the non-Shadow currently in both the Great and Ultra Leagues, but already having a hard-hitting move like Frenzy Plant and a great bait move in Aerial Ace, it'll make this Shadow Pokemon a lot more scarier to see. And the best IV set you can get in the Great League is a 0, 10, 15, and an 8, 14, 15 in the Ultra League. Next up is Bunnelby, which evolves into Diggersby. Now, Diggersby is already a very strong and bulky Pokemon, and one of the best currently in the Great League, being ranked all the way up at number 5. But Shadow Diggersby is ranked down at number 20, unfortunately, but still very high for this current meta. You can even purify Diggersby so it can learn the move Return. Now, the best IV set you can get would be a 0, 15, 11 in the Great League, and obviously Diggersby is about 1,000 CP short of being good in the Ultra League. I also want to talk about two other Pokemon that haven't been around in a long time that were confirmed to be back in the Shadow event, and that is Shadow Spheal and Shadow Horsey. Neither of these Pokemon I would say take precedence over the other Pokemon we're going to talk about, but just for the simple fact that it's been such a long time since they've been around, make sure you catch both of them. Shadow Kingdra isn't really a great Pokemon in any open leagues, but for limited cups such as the Color Cup that's going on right now, it absolutely dominates. So don't miss out on the chance to grab one. And Walrein is also a decent Great and Ultra League Pokemon. It sort of fell out of favor, and it's not as dominant as it once was, but it's still a pretty decent Pokemon nonetheless, so make sure you catch one. Now we're going to talk about the Team Go Rocket leaders, Cliff, Sierra, and Arlo. Now Cliff is going to have Shadow Cubone, which evolves into Shadow Kanto Marowak, currently one of the best and the most powerful Great League Pokemon. I can't tell you how excited I am this Pokemon is back. I missed out on it several years ago whenever it was available, and I was really hoping for it to come back for quite a while. Currently ranked 12th overall in the Shadow form, it has a powerful fast move of Mud Slap with the great coverage moves of Bone Club and Rock Slide. The best IV set you can get would be a 0, 14, 14 in the Great League, and he maxes out around 2100 CP, so really not viable in the Ultra League. Now Sierra is going to have Shadow Skorupi, which evolves into Shadow Drapion, one of the best and most flexible safe swaps in the Great and Ultra Leagues. With the energy generation of Poison Sting, it is one of the spammiest Pokemon around. Currently ranked 35th overall in the Great League and ranked 11th overall in the Ultra League, with the moveset of Poison Sting, Crunch, and Aqua Tail. You could forego Aqua Tail and run Sludge Bomb, especially in the Ultra League if you choose to, but I would stick to the PV Poke recommendation. The best IV set you can get is a 2-15-14 in the Great League and a 0-15-15 in the Ultra League. I will talk about Arlo just briefly. He will have a Alolan Grimer, which isn't necessarily a bad Pokemon, but not really a meta Pokemon at the current moment, but definitely a cool shiny. So still catch one or two of them and hold on to them because you just never know. They're just one move update away. And don't overlook the Shadow Raids during this event. One of the most exciting new features, at least for the event, is Shadow Raids will be remote raidable for the first time ever. Yes, your ears have not deceived you. This allows players who live in smaller towns without a big Pokemon Go community and players who can't get outside nearly as much to be able to take part of this event. Now again, this is only specifically for this Rocket event, but it might be a sign of things to come in the future. Also, and I quote this from the Pokemon Go website, Pokemon caught via 1- and 3-star Shadow Raids during the event will have a wider variance of attack, defense, and HP. So what this means is there probably won't be an IV floor for these specific Pokemon, which is wonderful PvP news because now you could actually get a very high ranked Pokemon from raids. Just amazing news, and I couldn't be happier right now. Now the specific Pokemon that stand out to me in the 1- and 3-star raids are Shadow Ralts and Shadow Totodile. If you can snag a male Shadow Ralts, its final form Shadow Gallade is a glass cannon in the Great and Ultra Leagues. Super frail, but super powerful. And the best IV set you can get is a 0-15-15 in the Great League and a 0-12-15 in the Ultra League. Now Shadow Gardevoir doesn't really have any PvP play outside of limited cups, but it can be used as a good raid attacker. The best IV set you can get for Gardevoir in both the Great and Ultra Leagues is the same as Gallade. If you want a little bit deeper dive into the rankings for Gallade and Gardevoir, check out my Ralts Community Day Classic video here. Now, I can't stress this enough. Shadow Feraligatr, which is Totodile's evolution, is one of the best Great and Ultra League Pokemon there is. Do not miss getting this Pokemon. Currently ranked 6th overall in the Great League and number 1 overall in the Ultra League, with the moveset of Shadow Claw, Hydro Cannon, and Ice Beam. This Pokemon is just so strong and flexible. You can run Crunch instead of Ice Beam, but again, I like having the Ice Beam coverage. If we look at the 3-star raids, we have Shadow Electabuzz, which evolves into Shadow Electivire, which is a very spicy pick in the Great and Ultra League. Similar to Shadow Gallade, this Pokemon is a glass cannon, very strong, but very frail. It wouldn't hurt just to grab a good IV one, just to have. The best IV set you can get is a 1-15-15, both in the Great and Ultra Leagues. And finally, Shadow Wobbuffet. This is a situation where you want to purify it to have the move return, as it mostly has play in limited cups, so make sure to grab one. And that brings us to the 5-star raids. Currently Shadow Registeel is available, but honestly not really worth going after because the non-Shadow is just so much better. You can always purify the Shadow to maybe get a good IV, but that's about all you can do. But it's the Shadow Ho-Oh we're going to talk about. Like I said earlier, not only are we going to be able to remote raid this Pokemon, but according to Niantic's website, the IVs of the Pokemon caught in 5-star raids may have a higher attack, defense, and HP. So I take that as the IV floor will be raised even higher than what it already is, which gives you a better chance at catching a Shadow Hundo or possibly a Shadow Shundo, which would be an absolutely amazing flex. So the Shadow Ho-Oh raid day will be Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. The event bonuses are going to give us 5 additional free raid passes from spinning gyms, so we'll have a total of 7 for the day. And there's also an increased chance of encountering Shiny Ho-Oh, so maybe 1 in 10 odds, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Also, very important, you can use a regular charge TM to teach Ho-Oh Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire is a powerful move and is almost a necessity to use in the Master League. And what a surprise, we have a $5 or your currency equivalent event ticket available. This ticket will include 8 additional raid passes from spending gems, so you could do a total of 15 in-person raids. You'll have an increased chance to get rare XL candy from raid battles, 50% more XP from raid battles, and 2 times Stardust from raid battles. And these bonuses will be in effect from Sunday, January 19th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. local time. And this ticket will be available to gift to your friends as well. Now, if you're going to buy this ticket, go to the Pokemon Go web store instead, because right now you get the same ticket for basically the same price, and you get a free premium battle pass as well. Overall, this has got to be one of the more exciting events in Pokemon Go in quite some time, and as a PvP player, I am over the moon with excitement. With that being said, I hope everyone has a safe and fun event, and thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying my content, and I will see you in the next video. Pokemonty out.